out. The action is set to get up and running in Paisley. It is St Mirren against Rangers. It's live here on Sports Sound on BBC Radio Scotland with Billy Dodd, Stephen Thompson and Rob McLean.
Cheers, Richard. The pressure was on Russell Martin the minute he took the big job into the hot seat at Rangers, and it has not gone away, and it will not go away anytime soon, with so many big matches right in front of us and looming up on the horizon as well. Wednesday night in Bruges, Sunday night the first Old Firm meeting of the season, and as you said, going into this, Rangers 7 points behind Celtic. Just a third league game of the season for St Mirren and Rangers. And for Russell Martin, it's only a 9th game in charge, but he's only won 3 of the 8 so far, and lots of question marks still hanging overhead. A couple of changes for him today. That enforced change at the back with Naso Giga suspended after his red card against Dundee a fortnight back, but it all kicks in today. Manny Fernandez will line up alongside captain today, John Souttar. And, well, it is that intriguing change in the attacking areas with Telo Asgard selected in between Antman and Gassam. And Danilo on the bench, Dessers unavailable, and Egeman not thought fit enough to be in from the start either. It's got to be must-win, surely, with 2 draws for Rangers to open up this league season against Dundee and against Motherwell. Underway we are in Paisley. Nick Walsh is the referee, and every reason for St Mirren to go into this with bags of belief. Solid start to the season. You heard Stephen Robinson not entirely delighted with the way they've played so far, as there's a collision off the ball involving Fernandez at the back for Rangers, and Jonah Ayunga it was for St Mirren, as Makoma plays the ball down the left side for Gassam, chasing it to the byline, keeping it in, and well, it went behind, I think, before he turned it back off Richardson, so it will be a goal kick for St Mirren. I was just in the middle of saying plenty of reason for Stephen Robinson's team to have bags of belief about this one, and Tomo, they can just turn the screw on Rangers, who are already feeling the heat.
Yeah, and I think that'll have been part of Stephen Robinson's pre-match team talk, to get right after this Rangers team. There has been a fragility about them. They will be nervy, and just get right after them and put them under pressure from the first whistle.
Captain Souttar to Max Aarons at right back. James Tavernier on the bench. Rangers talking about a lack of leadership in the team. Well, the captain is again among the substitutes here today, as the ball is switched across to Jayden Makoma again, who certainly caught the eye in the midweek in Europe.
I'm watching Raskin. He's taking up the sitting position again. Rothwell to the left. I thought that he struggled a little bit against Bruges to just get about the pitch. It's asking a lot of Rothwell playing that left-hand side to get out into wide areas as well. But it's Raskin that's taking the sitting role. Rothwell's on the left-hand side, so it's the same again.
Back it goes from Gogic to Shamal George to launch it down the pitch, and Killian Phillips bursting onto the ball in the middle of the pitch, looking to link up with Mikael Mandron. Just the pass was a little heavily hit, but he can be a serious weapon in that central midfield area for St Mirren. Killian Phillips already among the goals this season in the League Cup games. Gassam left side for Rangers, down the line it goes. Makoma tried to get there, tidied up as ever by Gogic, headed away by Fernandez. Bursting onto the ball again was Phillips, and now It's played up and into the feet of Mikael Mandron. The early challenges are flying in, and the decision this time goes against Phillips for lunging in against Gassam. Free kick, Rangers, 10 yards inside their own half.
Yeah, he's just stretching for it. Killian Phillips, he's become a fan's favourite. He's really aggressive in the middle of the park, loves a challenge. We'll see more of those today.
Long ball played up for Asgard to get it down and look to link things together. Ant-Man comes in off the right side and really well won back by St Mirren, who now look to get forward. The ball kept by Mandron, back for Gogic. Big diagonal down the right side for Richardson, looking to use his pace and get in behind. Cleared in the end by Makoma. It's an up and under, reaching for it Fraser. Bacchus looking to link it for St Mirren. Finally the free kick is given against Mandron for his challenge on Raskan.
It's a great diagonal from Gogic out to this right hand side for Richardson, and it was absolutely perfect. Rangers are going to see a lot of the ball in full back areas, so they've got to take responsibility, make sure they get up and try and create for them as well, because obviously St Mirren playing the 3-5-2, the full backs will go on the ball all day for Rangers. Talking
of diagonals, Fraser this time, it goes down the left hand side looking for Ayunga, and out to the far reaches of his penalty box to get it was Butland. Out to Fernandez, on to Makoma, the 19-year-old at left back, looking to combine with Gassam down this flank right in front of us, right in front of the main stand in Paisley. Goalless early on. St Mirren 0, Rangers 0, BBC Radio Scotland. Celtic the only Premiership winners this weekend so far. A couple of games obviously postponed and a couple of draws yesterday. One very exciting, one not so. Rangers attacking down the right-hand side. It all fizzles out very quickly. St Mirren look to get forward with Bacchus, but it's the driving run now for Asgard, and he gets the left foot shot away. It was Atman coming in off the right side who took that on his left foot. A save you expect Jamal George to take, but lively from the right-sided attacker for Rangers, Atman.
Yeah, he did well driving in the pitch, and it just opened up really nicely for him. A wee feint, gets him past Gogic, and then he took a shot on in his left foot. A decent enough strike, but you're right, one you'd expect Jamal George to save, and he did very comfortably.
On the ball, Fernandez replacing the suspended Giga. Asgard collects in the middle of the pitch. Driving is Makoma, and now Gassam against Richardson. It's a good battle between those two, and it's a teaming up exercise in the end for St Mirren. But a slice clearance and a really bad one from Richardson. That could have been very costly. It dropped in front of Lyle Cameron, and he just couldn't get the shot away. Good ball winning left side from Ayunga. Mandron in the middle. It's Ayunga against Raskan, and it's really good defending from Nico Raskan. He has to prod it behind for the corner in the end, but he kept Ayunga at bay.
You would have liked that battle, Tom. I mean,
well, it was just a shoulder to shoulder with Suter, and Ayunga won the battle. Then he's bearing down on the St Mirren goal. For me, he had options to his right hand side.
He could get the head up.
Mandron, what he didn't lift his head. He tried to kind of do it all himself, and Rob's right to point out Raskin doing a really good defensive job as a sitting midfielder to get back in and protect and kind of stop him getting a shot away. But it was a good opportunity for St Mirren. Probably should have made more of that.
St Mirren got a little problem with Mikael Freckleton here.
Love the strength battle with that one though with Suter. I mean, two big strong boys, and Ayunga come out well on top.
Well, we heard Stephen Robertson raving about the start that Freckleton has made and how pleased he was to get him on board. Well, he's getting a little bit of physio attention at the moment, but the thumbs up sign means he's going to be okay to come back on, and that little delay ahead of an upcoming corner kick. First set piece of the match for St Mirren, and clearly they have plenty to throw at. There's plenty of targets in the middle. The home team looking for an early breakthrough, and if they could get it, what impact would that have on the team in all blue? Declan John swings it back to the edge of the area, gets it back from Phillips, looking to jink and find a half-yard cross, blocked by Gassam, and it's gone out for a throw-in close to the corner flag this time.
Surprised at that after what we saw the other night.
Just get it in, no?
Yeah.
I mean, they've obviously tried to work something there with the short corner, but the St Mirren's power and height that they've got in the box, just put it in an area, ask some questions early on.
So this time for St Mirren, it's the long throw, low trajectory, and easily dealt with by Raskan at the near post. Didn't really get into the mix, that one. Gogic tries to flight it down the channel for Mandron, but always too much on it, and it skids behind for a Rangers goal kick. St Mirren 0, Rangers 0 early on in Paisley.
Yeah, it's got to be clipped up to your big two, Rob. I mean, that's a driven straight balls. They'll run and try hard enough, but the straight ones will get too much pace and just go straight out. If you can clip up to them and just hang on there, you know what they'll do. They'll back in, they'll hold it up, they'll get some up the park.
Well, the jury's out already for the Rangers fans on Max Aarons, and we've just seen already an example of him dwelling on the ball, not making his decision quickly enough. Mark O'Hara was right on top of him, and Rangers could have been in big trouble there, Tomo.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing. Obviously, St Mirren will press you to death, and he did dither on the ball. St Mirren are flying into challenges. Bacchus this time on Raskin, just getting a wee word from Nick Walsh. But you're not going to get time on the ball here in Paisley, especially when you're in a defensive area. They're going to hound you, and he's going to need to be aware of that as Max Aarons.
John Suter with the captain's armband on takes the free kick. Across it goes to Fernandez, and now Joe Rothwell. He's barely seen the ball in the game so far. Now it's Mikoma down the line for Gassam. Richardson tries to get tight. Rothwell again swings it into the centre circle for Suter to play it for Aarons, jinking inside, slipping, losing his footing, doesn't do anything for his confidence. Max Aarons across to Mikoma down the line. Gassam facing up to Richardson, threaded inside, dealt with by O'Hara at the edge of the area, and he's happy just to swing that away and out of play on halfway. And Russell Martin flings the ball to Jaden Mikoma on loan from Brentford.
I think you're right to point out the fullbacks. Aaron's has got to do a lot more, just lacking confidence, as you say, but Migoma's going to be a big player for Rangers, and just getting it to him quickly, he's high, and then just sticking the ball to Gassam up that left-hand side, and then seeing what they can get from there.
Asgard looking to make progress down the left-hand side, stopped by St Mirren, who have it now, and O'Hara tries to keep it in the centre circle. He's bundled over by Nico Raskan. It will be a St Mirren free kick. It's been a little bit stop-start so far.
Yeah, it has. I mean, that's how St Mirren want it to be.
Yeah.
It's early on in the game. Don't let Rangers get any of their free-flowing passing going.
11 minutes gone. St Mirren 0, Rangers 0. BBC Radio Scotland. The fourth and final match of the Premiership weekend. So much to come in the week. Shamal George with the free kick from halfway, flighted into the box. It's a decent knock down to the edge of the area, and the shot has the sting taken out of it. Bacchus trying his luck from 25 yards, but lots of bodies in the way.
It's worth a pop though when it comes out there, 30 yards out, just hits it through bodies. It does spin, but just goes straight to Jack Butland.
Asgard holds off Gogic and gets his pass away to Rothwell, buzzing his way across halfway. Now Gassam against Richardson, left corner of the penalty box, cuts inside, squares it. Aarons leaves it to Antman, corner of the penalty box, right hand side, looks to find room to squeeze the ball in, wasn't allowed that room, and when it's played into the box eventually, it's Keanu Bacchus who gets it away for St Mirren. Out on the far side for a throw-in.
He just drives it in Antman once he gets past his man, but it's going to take a bit more quality. We've talked about the height and the physical side for St Mirren. They'll get bodies in there as well, and it's going to take a perfect ball, not a driven one through bodies on that occasion. Bacchus
driving up to halfway, maybe hurried his pass, tried to slip it inside Suter for Mandron. Back it goes to Butland, and Mikoma makes himself available for the pass out on the left-hand side. Looks to get away from Phillips rolls it into the feet of Gassam. He goes down.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Jaden Richardson really didn't make much contact at all.
None. Gassam's basically tripped over his own feet, and Nick Walsh has bought it. Stephen Robinson not happy at all, having a word with the fourth official. Got away with one there.
Exactly. I mean, you can see he was just falling over as soon as he did take his touch. Got away with one, Rangers.
They haven't won a league game between them, these two. But that scenario much more serious for Rangers than it is in the early weeks of the season for St Mirren. Butland under pressure from Ayunga, passes it out to Suter. Suter swings it across left side. Makoma was stretching to make that his. Forward it goes, it's in front of Gassam, but he overruns it, and it's a really good defensive work from Marcus Fraser, looking to turn defence into attack for St Mirren. He's continued his forward movement, and he's body checked to the ground by Fernandez.
He's brilliant at that, is Marcus, honestly. He just waits for contact and throws himself. It shows the experience. Never a foul, but again, Nick Walsh bought it.
Yeah, I've seen him do that.
Oh, he loves it. He does it all the time.
So free kick for St Mirren on the right-hand side. No inferiority complex for them against Rangers. Unbeaten in their last 3 against the team from Ibrox. They've won here, they've won at Ibrox. There was a draw last season as well. Just 1 win out of 4 for Rangers against this opposition. So 10 yards inside Rangers territory, almost on the touchline, right in front of Russell Martin. It's Killian Phillips to swing this in. Who will attack it? Well, there wasn't much time for anybody to attack it. A blast of the whistle from Nick Walsh, and that will be a free kick for Rangers about 25 yards from goal.
Yeah, I think he's insinuating that there was a sharp pull. I didn't see it. It's obviously he's closer to the play. Must have been one. But Rangers hold on an awfully high line when these free kicks are coming in.
From Makoma back to Fernandez into the middle. It was asking a lot of Raskan, and Mandron was sliding into the challenge. St Mirren just waiting for those moments to turn possession around. Forward goes Aarons, and down that right side is Antman now, coming in off the touchline. Played in low, and just bounces off Rothwell, ghosting into the box, looking to get a shot away. But his touch was poor, and the ball bounces off him and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, a better touch might have given him an opportunity, Joe Rothwell, but it all started with Lyle Cameron robbing Markahara. He was dwelling in the central area, he just nicked in front of him, little ball to Aarons down the wing, then the cross comes in, and we all know what happened with Joe Rothwell's poor touch.
No Diomande, no Danilo for Rangers on the back of that 3-1 loss to Club Brugge. Tuesday night, of course, Wednesday is the return in Belgium, as back goes Miguel Freckleton under no great pressure to take a touch and then play the ball to Shamal George. Big and imposing in goal, all red for St Mirren. The ball played up to Mandron, but Ayunga was right alongside him as he flicked the ball on.
I know they're both targets for the ball up from the goalkeeper, but when one's jumping, the other has to run. It's quite simple.
Yeah.
Both of them going for the same ball there. It's never going to work.
Fernandez and Suter combining and pressing were both Ayunga and Mandron now. Aarons for Rangers, clipped down the right side, but more really in hope than any expectation that Lyle Cameron was going to get there. Back it goes for Shamal George to play it down the pitch. A mighty leap from Fernandez onto the loose ball. There goes O'Hara, and it's going to be the first yellow card of the match for Nico Raskan.
He can have no complaints, Doddsy, can he? I mean, St Mirren are great at picking up second balls. The header down into the middle of the pitch. Mark O'Hara picks it up, a really good touch. Raskan's wrong side, pulls his shot, yellow card.
And the free kick right in the middle of the pitch. Killian Phillips will take this. You'd probably want one Killian Phillips taking it and one in the box potentially on the end of it.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of other targets for this.
They always do this, Seppi. I don't know if they'll run across Marcus Fraser and O'Hara and block, try and free up not on this occasion, but they do it regularly.
It's played short to Declan John. Curling ball in, glancing header from Alex Gogic, but it was pretty much straight at Butland, but it was a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it was very similar to the goal that St Mirren scored against Hearts in the Cup last week. Similar possession, they shift it from middle. Declan John comes out, floats it into the box. Gogic scored the one against Hearts with a lovely finish, but on this occasion, under severe pressure, it gets his header on target, but it was never going to test Jack Butland.
18 minutes gone, St Mirren 0, Rangers 0 on the BBC. Highlights on Sports Scene later. Not too many highlights so far. Good luck with this one so far, but it's going to get better surely. Cameron on the end of the throw from Aarons. Back it goes to Suter. Takes a touch and then angles a pass into the middle of the pitch for Fernandez, and now Makoma and Gassam with the ball at his feet. Richardson ahead of him. Makoma making the move in behind, looking to get the ball into the box, but he was shut down quickly by Marcus Fraser. These St Mirren players know what their jobs are. Throw in Rangers, left side, goalless, in Paisley. Makoma's throw in, headed away by Gogic, leaping high, flicked on by Phillips. Played away by Bacchus, missed by Fernandez, and it just bounces off a Junga, and it's all tidied up by Aarons. Well, he's a big guy, Fernandez, but he missed that completely.
Yeah, I just mistimed his jump, didn't he? Actually, was really lucky that when it hit Junga, it didn't break for him in a forward position.
Asgard,
sorry, no, I was just going to say, he's really, really big. When you look at him up against Mandron and a Junga, he's a couple inches taller than them. He must be a good 6'5".
If you're calling them wee man, you're big.
Yeah.
Asgard in the middle of the pitch, takes it in, tight situation. Great bit of ball winning from Killian Phillips, using his considerable physique to just elbow Asgard off it.
He doesn't look natural.
Not at all.
That's easy to see, but sometimes as a midfielder you get up there and you're quite a sharp midfielder and you can take things in, but he looks quite languid and takes long strides and doesn't do things quickly, Stephen.
The thing is, it's so different. It's the only position on the pitch where you're then facing the play, and it's very different to have the ball and receive it and go and face forward. He's got his back to it, and up against very physical centre halves, he's struggling to kind of maintain or keep the ball at times.
That's the 20-minute mark in Paisley. St Mirren 0, Rangers 0. And the ball with Makoma in the centre. That's brilliant from the St Mirren midfielder. Makoma tries to recover, but Mandron helps keep the ball. Phillips flicks it out. Fraser into the box. Lead off Killian Phillips, and he's sliced the shot wide of target. Not the finishing touch that St Mirren were after, but that was very promising on the attack.
He looked good during the week, Magoma, but he get caught there, and then once he's robbed, it's 2 or 3 lovely little passes. Fraser involved, Phillips involved, then laid off, and he just has to get the connection right. He just slaps it
honestly,
at the last moment.
It's brilliant football from St Mirren. Great ball winning from Killian Phillips as well. And then when it's laid off, he's just got to take his time. He absolutely tries to smash it and cuts right across the ball. Really big opportunity for St Mirren. Talking about St Mirren not playing good football or not being easy, that was very good.
Yeah, that was great football. Also powerful football in terms of the ball winning and the ball retention as well. Freckleton with the switch, the big diagonal out for Richardson, first time infield, missed by Mandron, collected by Bacchus, but he was caught sleeping by Asgard, and Rangers have it back, and the ball goes back to Butland and then out to Manny Fernandez. And he squares it to John Suter. Big chance that, biggest chance of the game for St Mirren. Just needed a little bit more composure inside the penalty box. He had more time than he thought, Phillips, but he was very much involved himself in the build-up. And that will only serve to bolster belief in terms of what they can get out of this game. Suter to Aarons at right back, Antman in front of him, nowhere to go seemingly for him, so back it goes. St Mirren pressing, and the ball all the way to Butland, taking a touch, has Mandron for company, angles a decent ball out right side for Max Aarons, but he puts his foot in the ball and he's looking for forward passes, and he's not seeing too many opportunities. Suter takes the ball up to halfway, clips it for Fernandez alongside him. Out on the left is Makoma. Down the line, Gassam. Looping around him is Jayden Makoma. His cross ball line, great delivery, big chance, massive opportunity, should have scored, Lyle Cameron.
The quality of delivery is absolutely brilliant from Makoma, and yeah, I think Lyle Cameron, he was just put off at the last second. Declan John was caught slightly out of position, managed to just get in the nick of time and put him under a wee bit of pressure. Maybe out the corner of his eye, he sees him coming in, but it's a huge opportunity. The quality of the ball in, magnificent.
Yeah, it was great, and that's what I have to do, nice and quick out the wide areas, because that's the full backs forward. Someone can't do anything about it. Quality Stephen's talking about. It just cleared Freckleton, and that's what put Lyle Cameron off. He thought maybe he was going to get a flick on it. He gets a contact, but he's leaning back, it's over the crossbar. That was Rangers' best chance.
The Rangers fans are going to get increasingly excited about Jayden Makoma, because he is real quality in just about everything he does, and that delivery, reminiscent of some of the balls he put in the box in the midweek against Club Brugge. And well, Lyle Cameron doesn't need us to tell him he should have been putting that in the back of the net.
Yeah, bare minimum hit the target.
Out it goes for St Mirren to Richardson, wins a good header. Phillips is there. In goes Fernandez, making sure he nipped it off the toes of Phillips and out for a throw-in, and Killian Phillips is sitting down now on the turf, having picked up a knock there. They don't want to lose him, that's for sure, and almost on cue he bounces back to his feet. He's become such a vital component, hasn't he?
He's such a competitor, Rob. It really is. Fights for every single ball. He's a goal threat as well. He's got such enthusiasm.
Throw in St Mirren midway inside the Rangers half, right hand side. Fraser with it. Richardson tries to force it in. The ball breaks the way of Fraser, clipped into the box. How did he manage to get that in? That's what Rangers will be asking. It's out to Phillips, left foot, flighted in, missed by everybody at the back post. It was missed by Fernandez, and coming in was Mikael Mandron at the back post, and he just couldn't get his boot wrapped around it to get that on target. It's gone wide.
You see where when he plays, and they look shaky. Fernandez looks shaky. Makoma, as much as he's brilliant going forward, he's defensively he's got to be aware what's around him, because he doesn't see runners. He doesn't. If he watches the ball, then the man's gone, and that's what happened with Fraser just before that with the cross. Defensively, it looks as if you could play it on him and go and attack him in the air.
A great ball in from Phillips, I have to say.
It was
really good ball, and Mandron just
Fernandez was struggling, Tom, away. He's like,
I agree.
The ball headed away by Jayden Richardson for St Mirren. Back heel from Rothwell, finding Makoma. Slips it infield towards Raskan. Wide again with Joe Rothwell. Triangle of passes out on this left-hand side. Into the feet of Cameron Central. Took a heavy touch, had to slide to keep hold of it. Aarons for Antman. Out on the right-hand side for Rangers. Can they find a breakthrough here? Supported by fullback Aarons. Pair of them combining. Aarons to the byline. His cross ball in, but it's a poor delivery, and it's just plucked out of the air by Shamal George. No real threat at all on that ball in from the fullback.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen Aarons in an advanced position down the right-hand side. I mean, Ant-Man as well, he's cutting in the pitch a lot. They're really struggling on the right-hand side. A wee bit of joy on the left, but
O'Hara for St Mirren slips it through. In goes Ayunga, but there was too much on the pass, and maybe the angle could have been better because it favoured Butland coming off his line to grab that before the St Mirren striker. But here they come again with Freckleton pressing forward, looking comfortable on the ball, but it's intercepted in the end by Cameron. Now Asgard crossing halfway and playing it for Gassam left-hand side. Retreating was Fraser, but it's a terrific bit of defensive work from Keanu Bacchus in the middle of the pitch. We focus sometimes on his creative, but he's got the St Mirren work ethic as well, and he got back to get a great challenge there and win a free kick.
Yeah, he had to, because Richardson had found himself in an advanced position. One of the only times in the match so far that Rangers have countered and St Mirren haven't been set up in their kind of usual five, if you like. But Marcus Fraser did well to get across, and then Keanu Bacchus doing the yards to get back in and cover for Richardson. Did it really well.
Just before that, St Mirren, I think he was offside, Rob, when they were really a good line here, but maybe released the pass too early, maybe kind of driven, drawn somebody in and then released the pass. Mandaron might have been able to keep himself on side.
28 minutes in, St Mirren 0, Rangers 0 on BBC Radio Scotland, and not too much in the way of penalty box action so far, but it is a fascinating encounter, this, and it is regularly being punctuated by Nick Walsh's whistle.
Yeah, Gassam again buying a foul. Just kind of looked as though it wasn't touched, but he just kind of jumped over the challenge. Nick Walsh bought it again.
Asgard collects on halfway. Bacchus tries to get close. The ball played back to Suter. And now Makoma, the 19-year-old, on halfway. Yet another pass down the line for Gassam. Hasn't had a lot of joy so far, JD Gassam. And Rangers are on the way back again with Fernandez and now Butland. Rolled out into the central midfield for Raskan. Makoma. The dangerous pass infield, sliding in was Fraser. Now it's Ayunga getting turned, 25 yards from goal, prodded away by Suter. Finding Antman.
Ayunga's got to do so much better. There was brilliant from Marcus Fraser, nicking in and getting interception. Ayunga, for me, opened up for him, just hit a shot on your left hand side, dithers on it and gets caught.
Yeah, made a decision early, isn't it?
Yeah.
Joe Robbo halfway line, angles one wide right to Antman, cutting in, edge of the box, fired in low. Cameron tried to get there, the ball cannons off him and through to Shamal George. No joy for Rangers on the attack. One big chance for them in this first half, and it fell to Cameron, picked out by Makoma, and should have done a whole lot better. Closest thing for St Mirren, that sliced effort from Phillips, which went wide, and it's level at 0-0 with exactly half an hour played in Paisley. Gassam running into trouble. Well won by Bacchus, laid off by Mundron for Ayunga. Sprinting down the outside as Richardson. Clipped back post, in comes Mandron. Great header, Suter. Back in from Declan John. Missed completely by Fernandez. It was a fresh air shot. The offside flag goes up in the end and Rangers survive.
I don't know, right, but I'm looking at Fernandez. I know it's his first game, not going to be too harsh, but it doesn't look as if he anticipates trouble and danger and sniffs it, because for me that has got to be trying blocked for the cross going in, and it was as if I'm strolling, I'm not stopping this cross, and then even the way back going for it, it's like lackadaisical clearance instead of make sure I'm going to get a contact on it, I'm going to put my boot through it.
I know exactly what you're saying. John Suter did ever so well there with the wee touch from the ball in just before it was going to the head of Mandron.
There was a little bit of afters, allegedly, down below us on Gassam from Richardson. A little finger wang from Nick Walsh. There's not going to be a card for this. Gassam still on the deck.
Yeah, he's gone down 2 or 3 times when there hasn't really been that much contact. And again, I think Stephen Robinson's just pointing out to the fourth official that he feels as though he's trying to buy fouls. He's certainly Richardson's getting very, very tight to him.
And Killian Phillips inviting him to get back on his feet. Maybe inviting was the wrong word, but he helped him up anyway. Free kick for Rangers. Makoma plays it forward for Asgard. Kept it well that time and laid it off for Gassam. Seems to be okay again, Gassam, as he fires the ball into the middle. But it's cleared in the end by Fraser. Well collected Mandron down the middle for Jonah Ayunga. He's bursting clear of John Suter. Can he score? Yes, he can! Jonah Ayunga finishes clinically for St Mirren. Well, the pressure was already mounting on Russell Martin, and it's just been cranked up a little bit higher. St Mirren 1, Rangers 0.
Rangers all over the place defensively. It was brilliant from St Mirren. The wee ball into Mandron, gets turned. One simple pass, a great pass, puts Ayunga basically one-on-one with Jack Butland. I don't know where the Rangers defence were. Sleeping is the answer to that. And Ayunga's then got the one-on-one, finishes it really, really well.
Showed some composure, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, it was Marcus Fraser who picked out Mandron with a lovely little clip. He gets too easily turned.
Easy.
He just then waits for the feed down the side, and it's a 1v1 with John Suter. I don't know where the Rangers defence are. They're not set. It's a style of football. It's caught them out again. But then St Mirren have to show the composure. Ayunga goes through. Suter's getting back at him. And I thought, well, you're going to lose your opportunity. But he curls an absolutely beautiful finish into the bottom corner to put St Mirren in front.
I think that's his first goal of the season, Jonah Ayunga for St Mirren, and with a sense of occasion he has struck in this massive match, and there was a VAR check, and the big roar in the background is because there was nothing really to check.
Yeah, I think they were probably looking at offside, Rob, but it was never offside. He timed his run brilliantly.
You must have really enjoyed that finishing, because he'd a long way to run with the ball. He had a long time to think about it.
That's the
thing.
thing.
John Suter was getting closer and closer, and he finished really well.
Yeah, Doddsy was better than I was at the kind of one-on-one situations. I was more an instinctive finisher, but when you've got time to think, you can often put yourself off. But I think actually what helped was the pressure from John Suter, because then he had to make his mind up of what he was doing.
Concentrated, and it was a lovely finish. I'm thinking the chance is gone. He's getting right back at it. He's going to end up blocking it, but he just curls it sweetly into the bottom corner.
Well, we thought this was going to be a difficult day potentially for Rangers. A couple of yellow cards being flashed on the far side, and this indeed is a difficult day for Rangers. Plenty of time for them to turn this around, but St Mirren have got exactly what they wanted. They've got the opening goal, and they're going to be even more difficult opposition for Rangers from here on in.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure. I was following the ball. Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
No, it was off the ball, but Nick Walsh obviously spotted it. Both given a yellow card. They must have had a tangle. Yeah, free kicks going to Rangers.
What about the crossfield
I know
pass? It was cut out.
Exactly.
He's going through, and we're thinking, what's happened here? He's going to go through, but the referee had already blown.
Yeah, the mistake we were making was following the ball, and it all happened off the ball. A couple of yellows. Once we know those, we'll let you know. Nothing particularly serious anyway, and as Rangers try to build it down the left side, it all breaks down for them. The ball slips away from Gassam, and it's out for a throw-in. Marcus Fraser with the throw-in, bowls it towards Mandron. Looked as if he'd lost it, but then he won it back, and Keanu Bacchus swings the ball out to the left side, and Declan John is there. Looked like hesitation again from Aarons, as he looked as if he could have got there first, but it was Declan John down the left side for St Mirren, and he's still on it. Can he get the ball in? His cross ball, and it's nodded down by Mandron. Looking for Marco Hara, collected by Gassam. He wants to be attacking, but at the moment he's helping out defensively. Back with Makoma, he clears and he slices it out, and St Mirren have got the throw, and St Mirren tails are up.
Absolutely, Rob, they look rocked, don't they? I think St Mirren could have probably made more of that last opportunity as well, but come out the attack and started again. It allowed Rangers to regroup.
Two balls on the pitch at the moment, but St Mirren have the main one, and it's Bacchus. Tries it from 25 yards, and it's only a couple of feet too high from the Australian international.
It opened up brilliantly for Keanu Bacchus there from the throw-in. Rangers again, not enough pressure on the ball. He's got every right to hit it. 25 yards out, just sliced across it a wee bit. Got it okay, but always just sailing over Jack Butland's bar. You have to say Rangers' performance so far has been really poor. A lot of that's down to St Mirren and the pressure they're putting them under.
Raskin's pass wide left to Gassam. Jaden Richardson looks to hold him up, but he's jinking to the byline. Gassam keeps it in, stops, rolls it back. Makoma just outside the box, left-hand side, looking for a half yard to get the ball in. It's a great ball in. It's defended by Freckleton. It's juggled by the goalkeeper, Shamal George, and cleared in the end by Alex Gogic.
That was crazy. It's actually a brilliant save in the end from Shamal George. The ball came in, it kind of got caught between the two players, lands on the ground, and it was Asgard who just kind of flicked it towards goal. It looked as though it was going to go in. It pops up into the air. And then Shamal Jones just with a fingertip flicked it away just at the vital second.
He just clawed out as Asgard looks as if he was going to get his second or third chance just to bundle it over the line.
Nearly 38 minutes gone in Paisley. St Mirren 1, Rangers 0. Jonah Ayunga with the only goal of the game. Brilliant finish. And St Mirren feeling they deserve to be ahead. And the Rangers fans will be having thoughts at the moment about what defeat here in Paisley might mean, although there is so much football to be played here. Up goes Richardson against Makoma. The ball breaks the way of the goal scorer, Ayunga. Just couldn't get his foot on it to control it, and it's now Rothwell for Rangers to Suter, who lost out in that battle. Back to his own penalty box with Ayunga. And St Mirren's number 11 scoring. Makoma measures a pass down the line for Gassam, and he's offside.
Poor play. You can't be offside there. You've got to be looking along the line as a winger. Really, really poor. They said have a tough time of it as Gassam and Ant-Man on the other side. St Mirren have defended them brilliantly, doubling up on them. Clearly that's Rangers' best threat.
Such a big test this, isn't it, of Rangers' mentality now?
It really is, Rob, absolutely. And they've not done enough in this opening half to create or to try and stretch St Mirren. Lack quality. And St Mirren winning most of the second balls, putting them under pressure. Rangers not able to get passes together in the middle of the pitch because of the St Mirren dominance.
We should have mentioned that was St Mirren's first league goal of the season, and pretty sure it's Ayunga's first goal in any of the competitive games so far, and it points St Mirren towards another big result against Rangers. Taking the ball out from the back for Rangers is John Suter, and now Aarons for Antman. Rangers have had very little out of Oliver Antman so far. Back it goes to Butland, played out for Fernandez. Suter to Raskan this time, and he'll look to start things off on the attack for Rangers. Makoma, Gassam, back again with the Belgian midfielder Raskan. Fernandez has man drawn for company, and it's another back pass to Butland. Walking pace at the moment with the ball at the feet of Manny Fernandez. Now Makoma, Gassam. Richardson doing a pretty good job so far as the ball is slipped down the middle for Rotherwell for Rangers. Gets it back from Cameron. Aaron's on the move. Atman in possession. Aarons on the byline, back out for Antman. In comes the cross ball, left-hand side, benching behind, and Russell Martin didn't enjoy that a lot. He was animated on the touchline, he had his arms thrown wide, and it all fizzles out again for Rangers, 1-0 down.
Yeah, I mean, they're just floating a kind of aimless ball into the St Mirren box, but St Mirren are absolutely brilliant at defending their own 6-yard box, and, you know, it's going to take an inch-perfect ball from a wide area to pierce St Mirren in that area. Quality not on the ball, and you can see the frustration of Russell Martin down below as he is not enjoying his team's performance one wee bit.
The ball fired forward by Shamal George. It breaks the way of Makoma, but Ayunga gets a foot and he's giving him no peace. It's a brilliant bit of ball winning for Ayunga against Makoma, and he tried to roll it into the box. It was a big opportunity that for St Mirren, but he made it all happen himself, the goal scorer. Rangers in the end hustle the ball behind for a corner.
He's got attributes, the boy, but he's got other bits he has to improve on, and that
he's not going to get that time.
No chance.
Not here in Paisley. It's brilliant from Ayunga, hunting him down, wins the slide tackle, then he's free. He's got to do a wee bit better for me. There was 2 in the middle with his pick out. Raskin getting back into a good area to clear, but surely from there you've got to be finding somebody.
That just exemplifies what St Mirren are all about.
100%,
that bit of ball winning from Ayunga. Corner kick right hand side. They lead already by a goal to 0. 3 minutes away from half time. Declan John swings in the corner kick. Out comes Butland, had it, lost it, and Cameron clears. Just gets that away anywhere. Cushioned header down. towards Declan John, who's still out on this right-hand side for St Mirren. Forward it goes. Swung in by Fraser. Big chance for Mandron. And how important was that challenge from Joe Rothwell sliding in to knock the ball behind?
Well, very important. I mean, if Mandron takes a better touch, he's swinging it with his right foot, possibly for a second St Mirren goal. Another corner though.
They're turning up the pressure again, St Mirren, as half-time beckons in Paisley. In from Declan John, another good delivery, another busy penalty box. Gassam just flicks it up in the air and is headed wide by Bacchus. Back to John. On the ball, Keanu Bacchus again, in the middle of the pitch, Mark O'Hara. He flights it towards Phillips, his header down. Ayunga with his back to goal. Phillips tries to play it in, missed by Gogic. Headed away by Cameron. Rangers try to keep it with Antman. On the counter-attack, Rangers. Can they find something? Late on in the first half, Gassam, well, he was heading forward, then he turned back, and all the momentum's gone.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
And a sliced crossfield ball from Rothwell, and thankfully for him, Max Aarons was able to keep it in.
It's an awful pass, and that's just the thing. Gassam just before that, we've seen him get the ball and run at teams when he's got space, but he looked forward, he had two on him, and he has to turn back. Rascon
for Rangers. They're a goal down in Paisley. Can they do anything about it before the interval? Aarons to Antman. Antman's cross ball in, cleared by Fraser, tacking in, getting there before Asgard. St Mirren on the break, but Rothwell wins it back. Cameron gets away from Fraser. Gassam, left side of the box, twisting one way, then the other, tries the shot, but it's anticipated and comfortably saved by Shamal George.
Yeah, that was better from Gassam. Does a wee nice wee turn, a feint. Richardson bought it, gets himself a half a yard at the edge of the box, tries to curl it into the top corner, but didn't get enough on it, and in the end it's good hands from Shamal George.
Brilliant work again from Mikel Mandron for St Mirren. Again, it was unimpressive from Fernandez at the back, struggling to cope at times. The big centre-back, Declan John, attacking down the left for the home team. Back for Freckleton. His cross ball in, up goes Mandron. Suter under pressure. Ayunga with the ball at his feet, rolls it back out, but the whistle goes, and he's given a free kick to Rangers. Nick Walsh and the St Mirren fans.
He took a lot of time to think about that, did Nick Walsh. It was just a kind of barge from Killian Phillips on John Suter, and the ref thought about it, eventually gave the free kick to Rangers.
It wasn't an obvious one, was it, Tomo?
Well, I don't know, it depends who you support.
We're inside stoppage time at the end of the first half, 3 minutes to be added, and it's been more torture for Rangers. A goal down in Paisley. You're far from writing them off at this stage, but we haven't seen an awful lot from Rangers as Ayunga wins another high ball and flicks it on towards his strike partner Mandron. It was those two who combined for the only goal of the game so far. We've added 30 seconds so far to the 45 minutes. You get the feeling Rangers need a reboot at half-time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Makoma to Gassam, attacking down the left-hand side again, flicked back by Rothwell. Well, those are lovely flicks when they come off. That one didn't find Asgard, and it looks pretty sloppy instead from Rangers. The ball played up to Mandron, it goes out off Raskan. How much good work are those front two doing?
Yeah, they're causing a lot of problems. They always do. They work ever so hard. They get always available for the ball.
Well, what a half it's been for the St Mirren fans, lapping this up in Paisley. The 12 o'clock kickoff on the back of Celtic 3, Livingston 0, Kilmarnock 0 with Dundee. And here goes Marcus Fraser bursting to the byline. The cutback is cut out. It had to be by John Suter, otherwise Rangers were going to suffer more damage.
Great overlapping play from the right side of centre-half. Marcus Fraser gets to the byline, but unfortunately Mandron and Ayunga hadn't made their way into the box, and when the cutback came, it was an easy one for Suter to put out, but another corner to defend right on the stroke at half-time.
Rangers will breathe a big sigh of relief here if they're only one down at half-time. Declan John swings it in, under pressure again. The ball kept alive, back post by St Mirren. It's a scramble inside the penalty box. Mandron shot blocked by Cameron. The St Mirren fans on their feet, screaming for handball.
Looked at.
He'll have a look, I think, that. Definitely, when he hit it, his two arms are out from his body. Looked as if it hit. Been impressed with Marcus Fraser in the terms of getting the balance right between defending and then when to stride forward and getting into dangerous positions.
Long ball chested down by Fernandez. He's got a Yunga all over him. Well, it's pretty much a heavyweight tussle between those two, and the decision goes the way of Rangers this time. We're just about at half-time. In fact, we are at half-time. Booing from the Rangers fans. The St Mirren fans are on their feet, acclaiming a really impressive first half from their team. And 1-0 certainly doesn't flatter St Mirren. And as that first half was coming to a close, you just wondered if they were about to make it 2, because Rangers were starting to creak again defensively. The only goal of the game, the combination between Mandron and Ayunga. Really good pass down the middle from Mandron, but it still left Jonah Ayunga with lots to do. Held off John Souttar, scored clinically. Down at the other end, Rangers' biggest chance fell to Lyle Cameron. Picked out in the middle by McComa's cross. Should have done a whole lot better. Should have been scoring, putting his team in front at that stage. But Rangers, mighty, unimpressive, feeling the pressure, and they're a goal down halfway through in Paisley. St Mirren 1, Rangers 0.
The Scottish Premiership.
Live on Sports Sound.
Scottish football lives here.
On BBC Radio Scotland. Join Michelle McManus for Afternoons Across Scotland.
Alan, we're talking about kitchen gadgets. I know that you've got way more important things to be talking about.
No,
I'm
I
thinking
haven't.
you do, Alan, come off it.
The best entertainment.
Promise Me was a 1990 hit for Beverly Who.
Promise me, you'll wait for me. Craven.
Great guests.
There's Hollywood stars in it, and there's glitz and there's glamour as well. So it's pure escapism.
Oh my goodness, Kat, I wish you could see my face right now.
Everything that's going on.
What's the story?
They're either going to get back together, they're going to tour, they're going to release new music.
And feel-good music.
Afternoons back tomorrow from 1:30 on BBC Radio Scotland and Sounds.
This is Sports Time with me, Richard Gordon. Half-time in Paisley. It is St Mirren 1, Rangers 0. The first goal of the season for Jonah Ayunga. You can get the highlights tonight on Sports Scene, 7:15 on the BBC Scotland channel. Plenty more to look out for as well in terms of the SWPL. Rangers against Hearts is the live game this afternoon at 4:10 on BBC Alapa. There are two other matches. Celtic play Hamilton at 2. Motherwell play Montrose at 4. And then the SWPL highlights tomorrow night, 7:30 on the BBC Scotland channel. There's the Scottish Football Daily podcast, which is published Monday to Friday. Listen out as you pick up the very latest Scottish football news. And also worth checking out online, bbc.co.uk/Sports Scotland, the Scottish Football Roundup, all the lower league highlights from the Championship, Leagues 1 and 2. It's a really good pack that the guys put together. It gives you the chance to make sure you're across everything that is happening down the divisions in Scottish football. And then in the week ahead, well, we are concentrating on Europe once more, aren't we? Tuesday night, massive game for Celtic in Kazakhstan against Kairat Almaty. They are currently flying towards Kazakhstan as we speak. That's a 5:30 start on Tuesday. It'll be 7 on Wednesday. A big one for Rangers then again as they look somehow to try to pull back the 3-1 deficit against Club Brugge. And then on Thursday, it's Aberdeen and Hibernian, both away from home. The Dons 7:30 against FCSB. Hibernian 8 o'clock against Legia Warsaw. 7 o'clock. Sports Sound on Thursday. So it's a busy week ahead. Still got plenty to bring you between now and 5 o'clock. We will hear from at some length from the Scotland manager Steve Clarke, who is preparing to make his squad announcement for the first of the World Cup qualifiers. And then we'll round things off this afternoon with a chance to hear Craig and Amy sacked in the morning with the former Rangers manager Philippe Clement. So lots to keep you occupied between now and 5 o'clock, and of course plenty still to unfold, you'd imagine, in Paisley. We will be reacting to the full 90 minutes right now. We're midway through that, and Stephen Thompson, I've got to say, St Mirren are good value for their advantage, aren't they?
100%, absolutely. For me, they've been the better team in the opening half. Really aggressive, as we said, putting Rangers under pressure, winning loads of second balls. Rangers looking hesitant, and the one thing that they've done that's been brilliant so far in the game, St Mirren, is with Ant-Man and Gassam, they've really limited them. I mean, they are Rangers' most dangerous players, and St Mirren have doubled up on them constantly. More often than not, they're having to turn and go back to a full-back rather than being penetrative. So that's been really good. I think the fellow Asgard experiment hasn't really worked. He's not offered much of a threat in the centre-forward area. But St Mirren, totally worthy of their lead, had the better opportunities, had the more pressure on Rangers' goal than Rangers did on St Mirren's. I mean, basically, yeah, the Lyle Cameron effort, which he should do better with, and then you had the long-range shot early in the game from Ant-Man. But out with that, Rangers really struggling to create. No, the wee fumble one where Shamal George claws it away, but really from open play, Rangers struggling to break through St Mirren. And again, it's that organisation and hard work that have got St Mirren into this position, 1-0 at half-time, and well worthy of the lead. For Rangers, it's been really, really disappointing. The players, I mean, for the goal, we only saw it, we've not got a rerun of it, but the defending looked absolutely abysmal. How one pass can split right through, and Ayunga's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he finished it well. But there's so many problems in this Rangers team. I mean, you expect a Rangers team, all right, they've had possession of the ball, but they've done absolutely nothing.
Stephen, I'm just watching it there. So Aaron's on the right-hand side, he's way up the park, as is Mighoma. Fernandez is standing on the centre circle, and actually he's got his back to Ayunga, who just runs away from him. And you can see John Souter, who is a little bit deeper, pointing across. He's pointing across, he's trying to alert Fernandez to it. John Souter does everything he can to try to get back, but it's a very, very composed finish. But in terms of organised defending, it's a calamity.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we saw when it happened in real time, and Fernandez obviously just on his heels, not deepening. I mean, the first thing he should have done when the ball landed at Mandron's feet was be aware of Ayunga and start to deepen, but clearly he's not, and you have to say it's finished very, very well from Ayunga.
But we've got what we expected from St Mirren. We knew what was going to happen, and they've been excellent at it and looked the most dangerous, Richard. We've got kind of what we expect from Rangers as well now, in terms of the story of their season defensively as well, just being unorganised at times, because let's be honest, cut to the chase, it was two passes. They broke down an attack, and maybe that's why you were saying Mighoma was up the park and so was Aaron's. Marcus Fraser lobs it over Raskin. They turn, and it was it
Mandron.
It was a super pass
through
really
Ayunga. Yeah, so two passes, and he's got a 1-on-1. And you're correct to point out the defending. Fernandez has got to be aware where the other striker is. If one's going short, he's got to know, maybe deepen himself, but he doesn't. So that kind of typified Rangers season. It could have been worse. They've had two chances, as Tomo said, Cameron, but he saw it late when it just come over Freckleton, and then Asgard, where you think he's just going to bundle it over the line. But that's been about it. But
actually, you know, it's very... Yeah, they have, absolutely have. Just in terms of that opportunity, it's very easy. I think Tomo did pick up on it during the commentary, but easy to kind of overlook that. That is actually a magnificent save by Shamal George, because he's on the ground. Asgard gets a toe to it. It actually comes off George's foot and it spins up over him, and look, it's in the net. It's absolutely going in the net, and somehow the keeper's got back, and he's almost used his wrong hand, if you like, his wrong arm. It's the top arm, and he somehow just manages to stretch back and not only get his fingers on the ball, but gets enough on it to then pull the ball away and push it out of the day. I mean, you see the look in Asgard's face. He can't believe that the keeper's got to it. So it's a magnificent save. So despite everything, the Rangers could easily have gone in on level terms. But I mean, clearly they're going to have to improve significantly. Does the manager have to look at the bench already at half-time, Dodgy?
I think he has done. I might be wrong, but I saw Danilo getting pulled there, so I expect him to come on. Asgard, the Asgard, like, putting him in there as a striker has been harsh on him. I don't blame him. Sometimes a midfielder, you're nice and nippy and you're sharp like a Rascan, and you stick him up there and he can touch it, hold it, lay it off, keep the basics. The big man doesn't look comfortable there. It has been turgid at times, it really has. And I think he'll be coming off now. He might get into midfield right enough, but I think he'll be deployed somewhere else, or he'll be off, and Danilo will be on, Rich.
Well, that's from Rangers' point of view. Similar, of course, Stephen, it's just a case of doing exactly what they've done for the opening 45 minutes. They just need to keep it going.
Yeah, 100%. It's whether they can keep the energy levels for the full 90 minutes, because they are really pressing.
I mean, they generally do, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine after 60, 70 minutes, Stephen Robinson will probably look to his bench just to keep things fresh. But you look at the amount of times that St Mirren have won slide tackle challenges, second balls, the amount of times they've harassed Rangers and won the ball off them. It's what they're, it does what it says in the tin when they come to St Mirren, and they've been brilliant at it in unsettled Rangers. And the thing about it is, we spoke before the game, Rangers knew that this was coming. The manager knew that this was coming. Everybody knows it was coming, but they couldn't deal with it. So they need to find a way, and it's very difficult to do, to try and pierce this St Mirren team more often than they have in that opening 45. And I can't see it changing, to be honest with you. St Mirren have just got to keep plugging away and doing what they're doing, and actually created the better opportunities in that first half. So there'll be nothing changing from St Mirren's point of view.
Yeah, look, it's as things stand, it's extending what is a terrible away record, and actually it's a bizarre kind of combination, because Rangers have not won, Dodgy, in their last 7 away matches in all competitions. That's stretching back to last season, but in actual fact they've got a good long unbeaten run. There's been plenty of draws there, of course, away from home. They've not lost away from home in the league this year, but St Mirren unbeaten in the last 6 home league matches, and right now you would feel confident from a St Mirren point of view that it's their record that's going to be extended.
It looks like it. I see you were asking, I think Mikey Moore's going to come on as well, so you'll see a change there. Yeah, the biggest thing is, though, from a Rangers point of view, is if this result remains the same, they're 7 behind Celtic, and going to Bruges, look like they're going out the Champions League and get into the Europa League, and come back and face Celtic in the Old Firm Derby. So this is where they didn't want to get to. This is why they took this game on and made the decision to play it, for me, to try and cut that gap and not put any more pressure on that's already on. So they've got a big 45 minutes coming up. They have got to handle pressure. They've got to show big mentalities, which they've not shown so far yet in the game, because Stephen rightly said we knew what St Mirren were going to be about, and they've not handled that. So the next 45 minutes is absolutely crucial, even this early in the season.
So it has, Stephen, it has become that must-win game that Rob was talking about in the interview at the start.
Yeah, I mean, as Dodgy said, when you're a Rangers player or manager, you have to win every game, regardless of the opposition. But the position that Russell Martin finds himself in so early in his Rangers career here, already under pressure, it's a big game. And as I said before, there's some even bigger games coming up. Obviously the European tie, the Old Firm game, and then a couple against the Edinburgh team. So the thing about it is, when you look at the table, it does not look good at all for Rangers. 3 games in, if they don't manage to turn this round, and 2 points, it's simply not good enough. But I think the thing is, with Russell Martin, do you say, right, okay, he needs time? If you're the Rangers squad, needs time to get this right. But as I said before the game, when you're a Rangers manager, the pressure becomes so much on you that it really becomes all-encompassing, and he's going to have to find a way to get results, and quickly, because it will not happen now. But if this continues, as I said, for these next 4 games and they don't get positive results, the pressure's only going to get worse on them.
A lot of negativity around Rangers right now, a lot of positivity around St Mirren as they look to extend this excellent home record, and of course to get their first league win of the season. Came through the Premier Sports Cup campaign. They hadn't scored a league goal prior to this afternoon, but they have done now. It came in the 32nd minute. It was poor defended by Rangers, but Mandron saw the opening. He threaded the pass through, and it was Jonah Ayunga who raced clear of the one Rangers defender who was there, John Suter, and it was a composed finish as he delivered the ball beyond Jack Butland in the away goal. Half-time it is. St Mirren 1, Rangers 0. Remember the highlights on Sports Scene tonight, 7:15 on the BBC Scotland channel. Live second half commentary to come with our commentary team. In fact, just before we head back, we are hearing that Don Cowie has been relieved of his duties as manager of Ross County. Ross County's season has not started the way they would have hoped for. They are bottom of the championship table, which is 1 point from their opening 3 matches. They lost 3-1 at home to Partick Thistle. Of course, went down last season and the club stuck with Don Cowie. They brought in John Robertson to work alongside him. But the news we are just hearing from Dingwall, excuse me, is that Don Cowie has been sacked as manager of Ross County. Much more about that to come as we continue with the rest of the programme, but let's settle back and enjoy second half commentary. It is Billy Dodd, Stephen Thompson and Rob McLean.
Cheers, Richard. It could be a fraught 45 minutes to come for Russell Martin and Rangers. Those 2 half-time changes have been made by Russell Martin, introducing both Mikey Moore and Danilo, and off has gone Jayden McComa, the young left back, and Oliver Antman is sacrificed as well as Rangers reassemble and trying to find a way back here against St Mirren side, who are loving every moment of this, playing the game their way, and Rangers unable to find the suitable response so far to that Ayunga goal. And I guess knocking on towards half-time, we wondered whether one was going to become 2.
Yeah, they look as if they're going to back 3.
That's exactly what I was about to say, Dodgy. Yeah, wing backs of Gassama and Moore, very attacking.
Early free kick.
Because we looked at, sorry Rob, we looked at Asgard as well, and we thought he might disappear, but he's stayed on, and he looks as if he's still playing up front as well alongside Danilo. Just off him.
Yeah, it's an interesting little combination this, as Rangers reshuffle, but look for a whole lot better performances. Whatever the shape, whatever the personnel, they need to be hungrier, they need to want this more. The pass from Matt Raskan, well seen by Declan John, gets there before Gassama, who's switched to the right side. Forward it goes, chested down by Mandron. O'Hara rolls it down the line towards the perpetual motion that is Jonah Ayunga.
This is the first time that Russell Martin's actually changed anything tactically since he's been at the club. Clearly shows just how concerned he is with his team's performance. He's matched up with St Mirren, same formation.
Yeah, it's a compliment to Stephen Robinson again, Tom. We were talking about it before the game with Richard about, yeah, he's having a little bite about his team don't get enough credit, but I think the credit's there when the opposition manager, especially at Rangers, has to match up against your team because you're causing them all sorts of problems.
Asgard in possession, spinning around left-hand side, getting the ball back from Rothwell, and going nowhere at the moment. Rangers keeping the ball. Fernandez with a little bit of pressure from Bacchus, and the ball goes back to Butland and out the other side to Aarons. Cameron was showing for it. Instead it goes to Raskan. He's got wrong side of Bacchus, and he's pulled back by the St Mirren midfielder, and that will be yellow for the Australian, and a free kick for Rangers.
Yeah, Raskan picked up a good area, and Bacchus just was a yard off him, tried to get to him, couldn't get to him, so eventually has a wee nibble and pull at him. It's a good opportunity for this Rangers in a really dangerous position for the ball in.
It was a good foul to give away because Gassam had got round the back of Declan John as well, and if the pass had come from Raskan, he'd just freed himself up a little bit more to make the pass. St Mirren were in trouble.
Rangers would love to get this levelled up as quickly as possible into the second half. 3 minutes after the restart. The free kick out on the right side for Joe Rothwell. Rothwell swings it into a good area, back post. Maybe too much on it if you're being picky, but nobody in all blue attacking it or getting near to it. It's bounced behind for a goal kick.
It was slightly overhit, but you're right, Rob, to say it wasn't a bad area it landed in either, so you would be thinking one or two blue shirts would get in that area, but there was none, and they just saw it out, St Mirren.
Goal kick for the home team, and the home fans feeling pretty confident at the moment, but they'd like to see another goal from their team as Phillips wins another good header. Second ball picked up by Cameron for Rangers. Now Aarons launches it down the left side for Mikey Moore. Substitute looking to impress. Back onto his right foot. Good ball in. Important header flicked away. Collected by Cameron though. Rolls it back out for Raskan. Lyle Cameron again, right hand side for Rangers. Looking livelier at the start of the second half. Good ball in from Raskan. But really well dealt with there by Freckleton. Chested down, cleared. Rangers putting on a bit of early second half pressure.
It was good from Mikey Moore. The cross was excellent. I think Freckleton could have done better, Rob. He just flicked it into a Rangers path. There's a chance.
In behind Gassam, right hand side. Can he pull it back? Great bit of defending by Fraser. Hooked away off the goal line, but it's still with Gassam. Edge of the box. Right hand side, rolls it out, gives it away. Crazy pass, and Mandron to Ayunga for St Mirren. Suddenly the home team on the attack again. It's Jonah Ayunga, gets the shot away, it's angled and it's held by Butland.
Yeah, it was an awful pass from Gassam. I don't know what he was thinking. Played it straight into the middle of the pitch. Again, Mandron through to Ayunga, carried the ball a good 40 yards. He's on a tight angle, gets the shot away. There's plenty behind it. Power, but comfortable save for Jack Butland. Rangers look better in this second half. Certainly more energy about them, look more threatening.
Free kick against Freckleton for just getting too close to Gassam. The ball played up to Danilo for Rangers. Off the bench half-time. Tries to find a way past Gogic. Covering in behind Marcus Fraser. Mr. Dependable as ever. Tucking in, getting that clear. Out for the throw-in. Gassam back to Aarons. Then it's Suter. St Mirren 1, Rangers 0. BBC Radio Scotland. The early moments of the second half, just about 6 minutes gone. Can Rangers get the result they desperately need? For all sorts of reasons. The as it stands league table has them trailing 7 points behind Celtic after only 3 league games. Freckleton with the throw-in down the line, looking for Mandron. Aarons did enough, and the ball is with Manny Fernandez, slotting in for the suspended Giga alongside John Suter. Suter on the ball now to Max Aarons alongside. Rolled into the midfield, a bit sloppily for Nico Raskan. Somehow he managed to get the better of Freckleton, and it's played out wide by Raskan, asking so much of Mikey Moore to try and keep that in. Poor pass.
Just look at the Rangers formation. It looks as if they've gone a back 5 or 3 and then a box in midfield. Did that a couple of times last season especially, and Danilo is just playing up front, so St Mirren are struggling to get to terms with who's got who, because it's not a straight match-up, and who's picking up Asgard. He's playing as a 10, and Lyle Cameron, then the box is Raskan and Joe Rothwell at the bottom of it.
Yeah, they're just having to think a little bit more about this, aren't they, St Mirren, as Rangers have not just changed the personnel, but changed the system. Looking for a way back, only a goal behind, of course, but St Mirren looking to extend this terrific recent run of results. against Rangers, unbeaten in the last 3 and ahead in this one by a goal to 0. The ball played out by Butland to Suter into the central midfield for Rodwell. Joe Rodwell tries to clip it in behind Declan John for Gassam. Gets it down, rolls it back for Rodwell, 25 yards from goal. Rangers number 6 squares it to Mikey Moore, left side of the box, tries to work it onto his right foot. Rodwell again, squares it. Aarons, cross right side, Gassam. Cameron tried to play it in first time, and it spins off Freckleton, and out for a throw-in. 53 minutes, St Mirren 1, Rangers 0.
Rangers enjoying a lot more possession in St Mirren's final third in this second half. The shape changed, more options off the ball, on the ball.
Cameron's throw, Danilo on the byline, hooked away by Freckleton. Back with Cameron, now Aarons. Aarons rolls it into the feet of Raskan. Bacchus trying to get close, he twists away from him, Raskan. Cameron for Gassam against John. Fired in low, Cameron rolls it back out for Aarons. Triangle of passes, right hand side, Cameron prods it through, but Raskan was on the way back, and Gogic can get this away, out for the throw-in.
Yeah, got to dig in St Mirren. They need maybe a bit of help from the manager just to get who's getting who.
Cameron on the byline gets far too much on the cross, and that's a long chase for Mikey Moore, and he'll have to give it up because it's gone out on the other side for a throw-in.
He's pulling Markahar over. I'm not surprised because he's telling them what Rangers have done. They've got the 2 at the bottom of the box, and Raskin and Rothwell. They've got the 2 at the top here, Asgard and Lyle Cameron, and it's who's going to pick up who when Rangers have the ball, because some of them have lost their shape a wee bit, Tom. Am I correct in saying that?
100%, you're right.
Yesterday, Celtic 3, Livingston 0. That goalless draw at Rugby Park between Kilmarnock and Dundee, and a draw right at the other end of the scale at Tynecastle from Hearts and Motherwell. Hearts 3 down and came back to get a point. Rangers with that trip to Bruges to come, and of course Celtic at Ibrox next weekend. How many points are they going to be behind going into that? Lyle Cameron on the ball here, 1 down at St Mirren, and he showed too much of it, Cameron, to O'Hara, who intercepted, and the ball goes out for a Rangers throw-in. Raskan takes it in, spins away from Ayunga. Back it goes to Suter, and square to Fernandez. Asgard and Mikey Moore combining down the left side for Rangers. Moore looking for a half yard to get the ball in. Out it goes to Rodwell, fired in low, missed by the lunging Gogic, but through it goes to Shamal George, with Danilo unable to get a touch.
Yeah, it wasn't the best ball in, far too flat, and Gogic missed it, Danilo missed it, but straight through to George.
Not enjoying much of the ball at the moment.
No.
St Mirren.
I'm just wondering if St Mirren, because they wouldn't have to tweak much. I'm looking at the bench, see if they've got an recognised midfielder, maybe take one of their strikers off, just match Rangers up, see if it just flattens out the game. But
Fraser Taylor could come on.
There you go. I was just going to ask you that, Stephen, because I made the mistake with Gogic and yourself earlier on, so I thought you would keep me correct.
Yeah.
Doddsy, you make one error. I was going to use another phrase, but you make one error. It's a free kick on halfway for St Mirren, as down went Killian Phillips, and we've played nearly 57 minutes, and Jonah Ayunga's goal, the only one so far in Paisley. Shamal George to take this free kick for the home team, almost on halfway, rolls it down the side for Killian Phillips. It's a good ball in, headed away by Aarons. Clearance just about completed, and the ball goes straight back to Phillips, who steps over it, lets it go out for a throw-in.
Too easy again. Yeah, they're set up in the zone, 8 along the zone for Rangers, and they just, St Mirren, Rangers think they're going to clip the diagonal, they just roll it down the side to Killian Phillips. Puts in a great ball, there's plenty of bodies in the box, but I think it was Max Aarons that got the vital header. It was really good defending from him there.
Yeah. Out for a throw-in far side, it's going to be Keanu Bacchus, winding up for another long throw. In it comes from the Australian midfielder, low trajectory, headed away by Fernandez, collected by Marcus Fraser, who launches it forward on the half volley. The ball rolled back towards Mandron, just outside the box. Great hit, Mikael Mandron. It's taken a deflection as well. It's gone behind for the corner.
He showed great feet there, didn't he, Dotsy, in the edge of the box. A wee shuffle away from his marker, hits it in his left foot, gets a lot behind it. I didn't see the deflection from here. Whistled past Jack Butland's right-hand post, but it must have taken a nick. It's in with the corner now, Killian Phillips with the in-swinger.
They're just coming alive again at the moment, St Mirren, having had to soak up a bit early second half and just coming to terms with what Rangers have been throwing at them. But they look to be getting back in business here, and they'll be looking to threaten from this corner kick. 1-0 up already. Can they add to their advantage? Corner kick, left-hand side, in from Killian Phillips. But it's a disappointing one, showed too much of it to Jack Butland, and that was an easy take for the Rangers keeper.
Yeah, it was far too close to Jack Butland.
Never great pace on it either. If you're going to put it that close, sometimes you just dip them in there with a bit of pace, it causes the goalkeeper more problems.
Mikey Moore with the ball at his feet and the socks around his ankles. And a really good sliding challenge from Miguel Freckleton for St Mirren, and here he goes, the central defender sprinting down the right-hand side, getting his team up the pitch, winning a throw.
Brilliant play from Freckleton, really was. Mikey Moore trying to dart into the box, he gets a vital challenge in, had to get it right because it was in the penalty box, and then Gogic sweeping up.
You can see why Stephen Robinson is so happy to get his hands on Freckleton. Got real potential by the looks of him.
Yes, another one. Stephen was correct. He was telling me all about him before the game.
Tom will right again, shocker.
You said that.
Mandron rolls the ball into the middle for Bacchus. Now it is Freckleton who measures the ball out wide for Declan John. John with Gassam backtracking to try and hold him up. Freckleton again just steps into a bit of space. Bacchus in the middle of the pitch and knocks it wide for Jayden Richardson. Richardson, edge of the box, clipped it in, left-footed. Given away by Rangers, into the box from O'Hara. They get it clear this time, but it's comfortable possession at the back for St Mirren with Miguel Freckleton again. Gogic to Fraser. And fired forward for Richardson to show his pace. Heading for the byline, Jayden Richardson. He's gone a long way with it. But I guess that is Jayden Richardson for you. Searing pace, and then he couldn't make the right decision on the byline.
It's got to be cut back to
I thought he'd seen it as well. It looks as if
How did he not see it? It's incredible.
He's going to pick out Mandron.
It was brilliant from him to burst in and get to the byline, but Mandron was in the penalty spot with nobody on him. Just cut it back. Big opportunity that for St Mirren. Really wasteful.
I think he saw the flashing lights, Jayden Richardson, and it was a great opportunity to carve out a big chance for a second St Mirren goal. I guess the Aberdeen fans would say, well, that's the player they used to have as well. Lots of pace and just couldn't get his decision-making right when he got into the final third. But it feels like a more balanced game at the moment, Rangers having looked dangerous early second half, and they might be dangerous at the moment, working it down the right with Cameron and Gassam and into the middle of four. Nico Raskan down the middle towards Asgard, just outside the box, on the turn, tries the shot, screws it wide.
Better build-up play though. They shift it 3 or 4 passes, and then it's into Asgard. He drops the shoulder, then a swivel, and then gets on his right foot, hits the shot early, and Shamal George is rooted. But it's always going wide, but it's the right effort. Once he shifts and hits early, he can't get a purchase to get a dive, but he's dragged it wide to the post, Asgard.
What will those Rangers fans, Tomo, packed in behind Shamal George's goal, be thinking at the moment?
That's a very good question. Nothing too positive, I would imagine. Second half has been an improvement. Certainly it would be difficult not to improve on the first half performance. Oops.
Mistake by Aarons. And it's Ayunga, and it's Phillips just outside the box, trying to flick it through for Declan John, looking for a handball, not given. Danilo on the counter for Rangers, gives it away. Terrible. How bad was that pass?
Terrible. That's been about 3 or 4 Rangers have had in this second half, just giveaways.
Freckleton angles one across the pitch towards Ayunga. For once, Fernandez manages to get the better of him. into the middle for Raskan, and Raskan fires it forward. Really good stretch to get to the ball. Marcus Fraser again with another vital contribution. Declan John fires it down the line. Mandron can't get there. Sorry, Doddsy, you're about to say.
No, just quickly, I was just saying he's been immense,
Marcus
Fraser. Yeah. We talked about the balance in defending and getting forward, but my word, he's got his boot in 3 or 4 occasions this half.
And he reads it so well.
Vital times.
Cross it goes from Cameron.
Another one.
Well, if you were asking him to play the ball in between Mikey Moore and Fernandez, that was it, and it's gone out for a throw-in on the other side.
Stephen Robinson's not happy with the Ayunga. I don't know whether he's been shouting at him non-stop because he's stopped pressing as much, and I wonder whether or not, just looking at the bench, young Evan Mooney might come on. He'll certainly press for you. Ayunga, I think his day's done.
It's a more even game. You were right, Stephen, with it's got scrappy. For the first 10 minutes, Rangers really looked as if, right, we're up for this now, we know what's required. And then St Mirren have kind of squared it up again and had a few moments, and it's been scrappy the last 5 minutes, and that'll suit St Mirren.
And Rangers have got a little bit sloppy again at times as well, which is adding to it. We're almost at 64 minutes. St Mirren are going to make a change. Rangers on the move with Asgard down the left-hand side. Mikey Moore alongside him. Back he comes, looking to get away from Killian Phillips. Easier said than done. Asgard again on the left for Rangers, looks to get the ball in. Cleared by Freckleton. Only as far as Aarons, and now Gassam on the right for Rangers. In it goes to Danilo, back to goal, out to Raskan, 25 yards, in again for Gassam, and he blazes it over the top, just a couple of yards outside the box. Had to be working Shamal George there. Over the top it goes, and we're going to see Mohamed Diamonde replacing Tello Asgard for Rangers.
Yeah, he's had a tough afternoon as Asgard, obviously in the first half playing in a position that's not natural to him up front. The second half here he's not really had the impact he would have liked. Diamande coming on into the middle of the park.
We're just looking down at Russell Martin in the technical area for Rangers. I wonder if he's already thinking about what questions he's going to get asked in his after-match interviews.
Yeah, if it stays like this, it'll not be an enjoyable one.
65 minutes gone, St Mirren 1, Rangers 0, BBC Radio Scotland. This is a massive match, there's no doubt about it. Are St Mirren going to get 3 precious Premiership points? Are Rangers going to get 0 and stay 7 points behind Celtic? That sounds unthinkable for the Rangers supporters, and that noise that Russell Martin speaks about, that he tries to ignore outside the club, that will only intensify if Rangers can't turn this game around. Suter to Aarons, halfway line. Rangers in all blue, St Mirren in their normal black and white stripes. This time Suter for Rodwell. Back with Aarons again. Goes out off Diamonde. That's his first touch. And it will be a St Mirren throw-in. And that change any minute now for Stephen Robinson. Meantime, a throw-in for the home team, and the impressive Miguel Freckleton to take it left of the defensive 3. Gogic in the middle, Fraser on the right. In it goes from Freckleton, headed away by Raskan. Straight back to the young defender who launched it forward, and the ball goes out off Suter. Good play by Ayunga.
I don't think it'll be long before you see James Cavalier was watching when Max Aarons didn't really take responsibility again, passed it back the way and then hit a poor pass, and then the next thing he's like, I could hear him asking where's Tav, so he's obviously thinking about bringing him on.
He's never really got started, has he, Max Aarons?
No, I mean, he started the first 2 games at left back and struggled, and at right back I haven't been overly impressed either.
Here comes a long throw from Bacchus, headed away by Raskan. Freckleton gets the break of the ball and gets it back to Bacchus. Nice little pass inside, looking for Declan John. Goes out off Diamonde. And St Mirren having a good little spell in the game where they're up the pitch and they're looking for a second goal. And Rangers at the moment are well away from Shamal George. 1-0, St Mirren and Paisley. In comes the latest long throw, headed away by Suter. Back in, it comes from Marcus Fraser. Chested down by Mandron, and off balance for the shot at goal, O'Hara, and well off target, and that will mean that Rangers are going to make the change we've been talking about, and it will be James Tavernier. They talk about leadership. Well, here comes the captain, replacing Max Aarons, as Rangers look to get 11 players on the pitch who can get a badly needed result for them this afternoon.
And it's one thing about James Tavernier, he won't hide, he'll take responsibility, even if he doesn't hit the correct ball into the box. He'll just go about it the way he always has. I think it's required. I think they need to get something from that right-hand side. I know it's defence now, but Tavernier will still get forward from there, Rob.
So we're going to see 17-year-old Evan Mooney coming off the bench for St Mirren, and he will be replacing the man who is the only goal of the game so far, Jonah Ayunga, and it was a brilliant finish for his first goal of the season.
It was, and you could see, I think he's just holding his groin. He's maybe tweaked something, but he was lacking in energy as that half went on, and young Evan Mooney will certainly bring that energy to this team, chase everything down.
Back underway in Paisley, we're almost at 70 minutes. Time ticking on, maybe going too quickly for Rangers. Cameron plays it back to Fernandez. Then it's Suter. Into the feet of Raskan. Dangerous looking layoff. In went Phillips. It was tentative again from Fernandez. Down has gone Killian Phillips. He took a sore one in the midst of all that. But sometimes it's a question of who wants this more in the game. Who's hungry?
That was poor from Raskan. It was a hospital ball to Fernandez, and then it became a 50-50, which Killian Phillips caught a sore one, but it all stemmed from Rangers being ragged again.
Yeah, I would agree with that. They started this second half well with a wee bit of impetus and looking dangerous, but as it's gone on, that's kind of...
It's fizzled out frighteningly quickly for them, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Free kick, 10 yards inside the Rangers half, over to the right side. Killian Phillips will take this. If St Mirren can score again, could well be curtains for Rangers. Phillips with the free kick, flighted in. Mandron with a knockdown. Gogic had the chance. It was a difficult angle. The ball was bouncing. He tried to control it and chip it over the top of Butland. He's missed the target in the end, but worrying moments again defensively for Rangers.
Yeah, it's this high line again that they're holding when St Mirren have got free kicks. It was just a diagonal in and around the penalty spot. Nobody on Mandron. He knocks it down. Gogic is running, and he just couldn't hook his right foot round it. Killian Phillips struggling here. The physios are on, so that might need another change from St Mirren.
As you said, Tom, that's a free header for Mikael Mandron.
Oh, too easy.
The first bit, I mean, so many bits where, you're zonal, but you've got to go and try and get first contact 100%. As well. Won that one, no challenge on Mandron. He's able to knock it down easily. Then you've got to get runners, and St Mirren had 2 or 3 in there, one of them being Gogic. So it's a simple diagonal, knock down, and they get an effort goal. Probably should have scored, but really, really poor from Rangers.
Scored last week against Hearts, of course. That game went to penalties before St Mirren won it, and well, he'd done well to score it. It would have been a brilliant finish had he managed to convert it, Alex Gogic, but worryingly for Rangers was how that all came about, and they need to be a whole lot better. And we're going to get back underway with St Mirren ready to rock as the ball goes down the right side for Rangers, but with no great intent really. It was aimless, it was a long ball, and in the end Shamal George can just let it trundle behind for a goal kick, and St Mirren at this stage happy just to slow things down and disrupt as much as possible, and suddenly we've only got 18 minutes to go.
Yeah, I mean, at the start of the second half, as I said, I felt it was the Rangers going to come into it. St Mirren reorganised. Stephen Robinson had a word with Mark O'Hara. They've got to grips with the system, and since then Rangers have really struggled to create anything of note.
The ball bouncing in the midfield, Gassam challenging, in goes Evan Mooney, down he goes, Rangers have it, no free kick, back from Rodwell to Suter, Suter rolls it up towards Danilo. Cameron nips in, driving with the ball, puts his foot on it, finds some room, and now Raskan rolls it wide to Gassam, attacking Declan John. Rolled inside, touched back by Tavernier. Raskin is there. Now Diamonde. Urgency about Rangers, there has to be. Back with the captain, Tavernier. No room for the cross. To Raskan it goes. Fired in field. Diamonde's first time layoff. Nice passing from Rangers. Good exchange. Flick through. Diamonde with the shot. Good block. Freckleton. And it's going to go behind for the corner.
Good play. Raskan involved, Diamande involved, Tavernier involved, and little quick passes that puts him through on the right hand side. Diamande pulls the trigger, but it's well blocked away again from a St Mirren body. But St Mirren having to dig in. Rangers are going to ask questions now in the last 17 minutes or so.
Corner kick, Rangers, right hand side. Their fans packed into that stand behind Shamal George, wishing the ball in. In comes from Rothwell, headed on by Tavernier. Pinball inside the penalty box before Miguel Freckleton was able to get it away. Collected on halfway by Lyle Cameron. Angles it across towards Suter, who chests it down for Tavernier. Chipped into the middle, looking for Danilo. Never looked like finding him. Gogic was in the way. Declan John fires it forward. Evan Mooney tries to get a touch on it. Fernandez back to Butland and straight back out to Diamonde. He's looking more and more agitated on the touchline, Russell Martin. He realises time is starting to tick away from his team, as initially they searched for an equaliser, and if they could get that, then they would try to turn this game completely around. At the moment, they still trail by 1-0, and you're listening to the big match on BBC Radio Scotland. Tavernier to Gassam, halfway, steps inside, tries to get away from John. Back it goes to Fernandez, and he angles it wide, or tries to find Mikey Moore. Never looked like finding him. Good interception, and by Bacchus, and in the end Rangers win it back and play the ball to Butland. Into the midfield area again for Joe Rothwell. We're at 75 minutes. Yet another loose pass, sloppy play. Raskan can't control it. Out for a throw-in, and here comes another change for Rangers, and it's going to be the end of the match for Joe Rothwell. On comes youngster Finlay Curtis.
He struggled today, Joe Rothwell, in that middle engine room. St Mirren hounding him. A lot of his passes have been straight. His last pass of the match there was another bad one, and yeah, not a great match from Joe Rothwell.
So Gassam, having started on the left and then switched to the right, is now back on the left, and Finlay Curtis is on the right, either side of Danilo. That's the general plan as Rangers mount this salvage operation. Cameron on the ball for Rangers. To Tavernier it goes, laid off by Diamonde. Curtis gets his first involvement as the ball goes back to Suter. Raskan takes it away from him. Fernandez appealing alongside, and then Mikey Moore, left hand side, coming in, looking for a pass, and it goes to Suter. Wide right, Curtis waiting 52. Linking with James Tavernier. His little clip ball headed away by Gogic. Mandron tries to get there. Suter did. Diamonde reverses it down the line, and it will be kept in by Curtis. Good challenge from Freckleton. Diamonde's cross ball low, and the diving header away by Gogic, which sends it behind for a corner. Nearly 77 minutes in Paisley. 1-0 St Mirren against Rangers.
Yeah, Finn Curtis coming on. There's one thing about the young lad, he'll not hide, he'll take responsibility. He's just going after that, rolling it back. Diamande put in, and Gogic again, that's the second header he won in the trot. He had to, but he has to steer out for the corner because it was low.
Tavernier's outswinging corner kick will have to be retaken because Nick Walsh wasn't ready. So it will be a retake. We have gone past 77 minutes now. So I made that 13 to go. Plus stoppage time. Rangers goal down. Tavernier tries again with the corner kick. Stabbed back by Raskan. Finlay Curtis rams in the Rangers equaliser. with 12 minutes to go, and how badly did they need that in Paisley?
Told you he wouldn't hide. The young guys honestly got a heart of a lion, and I know it's just basic possession. The ball comes in, it comes back out to him, he gets a great strike on it, takes a little deflection and flies past George in the St Mirren goal and gets Rangers right back in it when they didn't really look like scoring.
Yeah, St Mirren didn't deal particularly well with the initial ball in. When it comes to the edge of the box, there wasn't enough pressure on from St Mirren. They had nobody ringing the box. Curtis steps up, hits it really cleanly, but there's no doubt the deflection was the key thing, and it took it past Shamal George.
Well, sighs of relief behind the goal of Shamal George when that went in. 1-1 in Paisley. How will this play out now from here? Rangers revived with that leveller. Here comes Cameron and Gassam. In went Fraser. The ball breaks the way of Diamondi. It's Curtis again! And he went for pure power, and it's touched over the top by George.
St Mirren rocking a wee bit here, just with the pressure. Rangers get their tails up. Good football from Rangers. St Mirren defensively weren't set up particularly well. Ball eventually finds its way to Curtis. Angled shot. It's never going to beat Shamal George, but he had to tip it over the bar because of the power on it.
Corner kick, Rangers. Tavernier, another outswinger. St Mirren under pressure. Gogic tries to get it away and manages to play it out off Curtis for a St Mirren throw. They're having to dig in, the home team, as resurgent Rangers try to score again and turn a losing situation into a winning one. It's a third goal of the season for Finlay Curtis. Scored against Panathinaikos, scored against Alloa in the League Cup. And how vital is that goal from the teenager to get Rangers back on level terms. Danilo attacking down the right side. Freckleton goes in. The ball back with the Brazilian Danilo. Curtis helps him out. Now Tavernier. The ball rolling towards the corner flag. In the end, out of the Rangers captain for a St Mirren throw. It's 1-1 and we've got 10 minutes to go.
It's a bad day when you have to go to your young lad to get you going again, but he has got some temperament, a brilliant attitude. You know he's never going to hide. Scored some important goals this season already, and he's done himself no harm at all going forward. He's got a big career in front of him.
Phillips wins the ball for St Mirren. Mandron knocks it cross field, one for Evan Mooney to chase. No great challenge on him, and he still has it right side of the box, floats it back post. Mandron knocks it down, and it was O'Hara looking to pick up the pieces on that knockdown. Rangers managed to get there, win it, get it clear, and Tavernier launches it across the pitch towards Mikey Moore. It gets away from the substitute, out for a throw.
It was good play from young Evan Mooney on the right-hand side for St Mirren. Fought well to keep the ball, puts a deep cross into the box. Mandron knocked it down. Here's it again. Yeah,
good play from him again. And a chance to get the ball in the box. Right-hand side, headed away by Suter. It's dropping in front of Bacchus, and he lofts it across to Declan John on the left. Back into the middle. Just slowing it down, St Mirren. Showing a bit of calmness and composure, but Alex Gogic didn't, and he gave it away to Danilo, but he's fighting to win it back. Alex Gogic hasn't given it up, and in the end, as Finlay Curtis was threatening to get away from him, he holds him down, and it's a free kick and a booking.
He was just looking for somebody to fill, wasn't he? As soon as he gave that pass away, he was chasing it. Yeah, somebody was getting it.
So slack from him as well.
It was.
Not like him. Yeah, and good response from St Mirren from going to goal, because Tom was right, they were wobbling, then they got a good opportunity to get a ball in the box, asking Rangers questions again in the right area.
Is it going to be 3 1-all draws to start the league season for Rangers, or can they find another goal? Tavernier plays it in from the free kick. Headed away by Marcus Fraser almost inevitably. Tavernier tries again. It's a good delivery, well flighted, and it glances behind off the head of Mikael Mandron, and it will be another Rangers corner that can keep the pressure on. They're pushing here to turn this game on its head.
Yeah, they are, and the fans behind the goal that they're shooting into, they've got their tails up as well. Tavernier with the in-swinging corner now.
Yeah, corner kick left-hand side. Rangers have wiped out that Ayunga goal. Can they go one better? This could be massive for Rangers if they can win this game. Tavernier's corner floated beyond the back post, and it wasn't one of the captain's better deliveries. It was floated, it was long. Raskan was always reaching for it, and all he could do was loop a header wide.
Yeah, I mean, he's up against the big lads at the back post. He's got a great spring on him, Nico Raskan, and but even from that area, there's nothing much he can do with it. It's looping. He's got to try and get something on it, try and get it back across, but just ends up heading out for the by kick, and St Mirren can get a bit of calm.
We're at 83 minutes. St Mirren 1, Rangers 1. As Danilo knocks the ball down for Diamonde, gets his pass away well to Cameron. Now Gassam plays it back to where he thought Cameron would be, but it was all a little bit speculative, and it played into the hands of Gogic, who plays the ball out of Cameron. St Mirren have got a throw, and we're 1-1 in Paisley into the closing stages.
Yeah, they're going to make a double substitution here, St Mirren. Roland Adowu coming on, Tanzer as well.
Would Stephen Robinson sign for a point at this stage, Stephen?
Yeah, I would say so. He'll be disappointed at the goal that they conceded, but never a bad result if they can get a draw against one of the old firm.
So Adowu and Tanzer coming on, Declan John and Killian Phillips off. And how much do the St Mirren fans love Killian Phillips? He is here, there, everywhere. He gives absolutely everything.
Yeah, they love him. Become a bit of a cult hero. That's Killian Phillips.
Taking a few knocks today as well.
Yeah, he's giving a few out as well, to be fair. Gives it but takes it.
Marcus Fraser will get us restarted with a throw-in on the right-hand side. And Rangers, having scored through Finlay Curtis, hoping they can do so again. But mistake by Diamonde, almost gifted the ball away, and they're having to scrap to win it back. In went Fernandez, and the ball goes out for a Rangers throw-in. We're almost into the last 5 minutes. Rangers want to be creating one more good chance and taking it. It was a brilliantly rifled right footer from Finlay Curtis, which levelled things up. Tavernier at the centre of driving Rangers forward. Curtis on the right, back with the captain. This time it's Diamonde curling one in from the right side. Fraser getting good distance on his header. Back in from Tavernier. Danilo looking to get a shot away. Now Curtis on the right side, clips it back post, cleared only as far as Cameron, who tried to squeeze it back in on the half volley. It was blocked, and it's gone behind for another corner.
Freckleton again.
Yeah, he's had a good match.
First header, and then he has to react to it as well to get the block.
It's another corner on the left. It's another in-swinger on the way. We're well into the last 5 minutes. It's 1-1 in Paisley. It's Tavernier who swings it in from the corner kick. Headed away. Only as far as Curtis. Back in from Cameron. It was in the air for a long time. A slip as Tavernier tried to get on the end of that and get a shot away. St Mirren just hacking the ball up the pitch, not really too bothered there about where it went. They're looking a tired team at the moment. They're hanging on in there as Rangers throw everything at turning 1 point into 3. Raskan's cross ball, trying to pick out the Curtis run in at the back post. The angle defeats him in the end. Bounces behind for a goal kick. We're in the 87th minute and it's 1-1.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad idea from Raskan, because Curtis has made good movement towards the back post, but he just probably put about a metre too much on the ball, and St Mirren will take their time with this goal kick.
So that, as it stands, league table, Doddsy, has Rangers on 3 and Celtic on 9.
Yeah, 6 going into, if it stays the same as you say, 6 going into the derby. It's not where Rangers wanted to be. Still has an opportunity, 3 or 4 minutes plus injury time, but it's getting to that panicky time for them in this game now.
They've also got a big effort to come, haven't they, on Wednesday night as well. The bodies will have to be thrown into that one as well. They'll freshen it, no doubt, but Rangers will have to be good on Wednesday to avoid the same sort of thing happening again as happened last Tuesday night. 3-1 down to Club Brugge. Mikey Moore stepping in off the left side. Lovely reverse pass towards Diamonde. Gogic gets close. It's back out to Cameron. Raskan. Rangers looking to get a shot away from 25 yards out. Goes wide again, right side with Curtis, and he just takes a clumsy touch and he rolls it behind, and it's relief for St Mirren. Evan Mooney was applying a little bit of pressure, but it was a miscue from the Rangers goal scorer, and we're 1-1 with 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, it was poor that time from Finlay Curtis. He's got his team back in it, but you expect a bit more quality. Rangers are asked the question now because Tavernier's coming out the back three, joining in. You can see him, he's practically in the box playing as another attacker, and then Suter's stepping in as well at times. So they're the one that's forcing the issue.
Helped on by Tanzer, flicked back inside by Mooney, but the loose ball is collected by Diamonde, just tucks it back towards Cameron. Lyle Cameron to Mikey Moore out on the left-hand side, heading infield, releasing the ball back to Suter. Cameron again on the left, plays it with the outside of the right boot, down the line, looking for Mikey Moore. In goes Gogic, and Gogic able to clear, get the ball forward, and sliding in was Suter against Mandron.
It's got to do better with this link-up play there, Mandron. It's a must. When you're under pressure in the last minutes of the match, hold the ball in.
Yeah, when they get it forward, it's just not sticking, is it? St Mirren, and here come Rangers again.
Sorry. They had that runner as well if he did.
Raskan angling a run inside. Across it goes to Mikey Moore. He's got some room, left side of the box. Fired across goal. Brilliant again from Marcus Fraser.
He's had a great match, Marcus Fraser.
We're in the 90th minute in Paisley. St Mirren 1, Rangers 1. Is this going to finish 1-1? How much time is going to be added? We'll find out very soon. Rangers have possession with Cameron on the left. Diamonde swings it in. Danilo had made a move. Cameron now, as St Mirren swarm around, try to force the ball out. Cameron wasn't having it, kept it in. Back to Mikey Moore. Tavernier with a shot, took a deflection. Good save, Shamal George. And there's a push by Tanzer. Panic stations from Scott Tanzer. Really should just have stood his ground, but pushed into the back of Curtis, and he's handed a free kick to Rangers close to the corner flag.
Crazy free kick to give away, that, wasn't it? Curtis
going
towards the byline.
And this time Marcus Fraser, who's had a brilliant game, I agree with you, gets caught by trying to do the collapsible legs out the other side, and Nick Walsh is on it and calls it correctly.
That could be a costly mistake by Scott Tanzer.
5 minutes, Rob.
5 minutes being added, 4.5 to go. Tavernier to take the free kick. Rangers in search of a winner. In it comes from James Tavernier. Headed away. Cameron plays it back in. It's a good header away, and St Mirren look to counter now with the Dowu. Takes a decent touch, and he looks now to sprint away from Cameron. His long legs taking him to the byline, then spins back, cutting inside. Just couldn't get the shot away in the end of Dowu. It was taken away for Rangers by Fernandez. Now the game swings towards the other end. Mikey Moore takes the ball for a run. Looks to slip it through for Raskan. Cleared by Gogic. Desperate stuff late on at 1-1.
End to end, Rob, yeah, it's exciting because there's a chance for Mooney.
Yeah, clip down the middle. It's going to find its way to Butland just outside the penalty box. Stephen Robinson dancing down the touchline, driving his team to get back in position and in shape and stop Rangers finding a way through late on in Paisley. Diamonde with a disguised pass. Marcus Fraser is there before Danilo. Tanzer flips it forward. Mooney's being held and he's hauled down by John Suter, and that's as clear a yellow card as you're ever going to see.
He did really well, Evan Mooney, getting his body in, didn't he, Dodsey? And it seemed to last for about 5 seconds, the pull, before they ended up in the doubt there, but brilliant from the young man, because what it does, is buy St Mirren a wee bit of time
and gets them up the pitch.
100%.
Yeah, it was everything Mandron didn't do in the time before when they had a runner as well, just to calm it all down. Rangers asking the questions, as you say, but going back, Lyle Cameron did ever so well to stay with Adu because he freed himself up.
He looked a couple of times like he was away from him, didn't he?
Mandron was there. They had another man in the box, so it was such a vital tackle. End-to-end stuff though now, Rob.
Yeah, and we're halfway through the 5 minutes of stoppage time. And St Mirren have this free kick. Scott Tanser swings it into a good area, and it was Alex Gogic with the header, which was dipping in under the crossbar. That would have sealed it for St Mirren. Jack Butland tips it over.
What a ball that was from Scott Tanser. Absolutely outstanding in a brilliant area. Gogic rises, gets a really powerful header. Looks as though it's going to loop over. Jack Butland is full stretch, just gets a fingertip to it and tips it over the bar.
Well, that was a chance, and maybe there's one more to come for St Mirren. Having been pegged back, they led 1-0, it's 1-1. There's very little time left, 2 minutes of stoppage time remaining. Corner kick, left-hand side, 1-1 in Paisley. Mark O'Hara swings it in from the set piece. Rangers get an important head to it with Fernandez. Now they want to get up the pitch. It's Tavernier who fires the ball forward. It sticks just about for Danilo, but he's got black and white striped shirts swarming around him. And St Mirren get the ball away down the pitch. Down goes Fernandez. Free kick for Rangers. We're almost at 94 minutes.
Yeah, you think Rangers look as if they're going and win it, then St Mirren get the opportunity with Gogic. Brilliant header, brilliant save from Butland in the corner. Then Rangers are coming again. It's been a good end to the game.
Tavernier hits one long for Finlay Curtis, gets his head to it. Tanser can head the ball away, chased by Diamonde. In goes Evan Mooney. The ball goes out off the St Mirren youngster. We're inside the 5th and final minute of stoppage time, maybe, unless Nick Walsh adds some more on. Back the ball goes to Butland. He swings it across to the left-hand side, and Raskan scuttling forward down the flank, looks to cut in. Fraser clearing, yet another great interception by Marcus Fraser. Here goes Adovu, sprinting with the ball, getting forward again, full of running. Raskan makes his challenge. Kept in, was it? Not quite by Adovu, but he's got St Mirren right up the pitch. It's a goal kick for Rangers. They need to get on with it because there's only 10 seconds of the 5 added minutes remaining. Rangers on the brink of dropping another 2 league points, as they will see it. The ball is fed through. Gassam tries to get there. The ball goes behind, and the last action of this match, if there's time for it, will be a Rangers corner kick.
Yeah, it's again end-to-end. Raskan's done after trailing Aduvu, then Rangers break, and Marcus Fraser yet another tackle, but has to put it away for the corner. Last gasp stuff now.
It all comes down to this for Rangers, you would think. Corner kick inside the 6th minute of time added on. There goes the final whistle, and it is 1-1 in Paisley, and for the 3rd league game running to start the season under Russell Martin, Rangers have drawn 1-1. They've drawn with Motherwell at Fir Park, Dundee at Ibrox, now St Mirren in Paisley, and they will go into the Old Firm match next weekend. 6 points already behind Celtic. They have that big game in Bruges to come first. And quite simply, they weren't good enough today for all 3 points. And maybe in the final analysis, a draw is the appropriate result. St Mirren ahead in the first half when Mandron sent a Yunga clear down the middle. He held off John Suter and scored clinically for 1-0, his first goal of the season. Back came Rangers, reassembled at half-time, and looking a lot more dangerous early second half. But it took the introduction of Finlay Curtis for them to find an equaliser, a rifled right-footer from the edge of the area after a corner kick, taking a nick and finding its way into the corner past Shamal George. They threw lots at it late on, Rangers, to try to turn 1 point into 3, but they will have to settle for yet another Premiership draw as they look now to head to Bruges on Wednesday night and try to claw back that 2-goal deficit in the Champions League playoff round. Final score in Paisley, St Mirren 1, Rangers 1.
On your